Hi everyone, Toby here, resident teaching professional at the beautiful Linkshell Cove here down in the Illawarra. And I'm going to talk to you today about one thing in the bunker that you might be neglecting. It's going to help you get the golf ball out every single time. Let's get into it. So there's that common mistake that we all know about when playing bunkers. We've read about it, we've heard about it, but we just don't know how to get rid of it. So what's happening is most of the time is the leading edge is entering into the sand too early. And that looks like this here. We understand we don't like the leading edge entering into the sand too early because what happens there, the leading edge just digs in like a shovel and it doesn't come back out of the sand. We all know that this golf shot here is the only golf shot that you play that you don't actually touch the golf ball. We're pushing the sand and getting the sand to get the ball out. So when you go into the golf shop here, you'll see they've got plenty of wedges and they've all got different soles and different bounces. That's where all the technology is underneath the club in this area here. So what we want to find that suits you, and in a high soft bunker like this one here with soft sand, will be a high bounced wedge club. So what that means that the bottom of the club has got a lot of curvature like so. And what we want to happen is we want to utilize that curvature. So when I'm playing my bunker shots, I want to feel, and this is the tip, that the sole of the club is really entering into the ground. So what happens is that sole enters into the ground, it reaches a hard patch there under the sand, and then it bounces itself back out with that pressure. So essentially what we want to do is, and we're going to get stuck into it now, is to actually land that bottom of the club down there in the sand, and that's going to help that ball the club jump back up out of the sand and then elevate the sand and push that ball forward. If I go in there with the leading edge and my handle forward like so, the club is just going to get stuck into the ground. So what we need to do now is we need to utilize the sole and the bounce on the bottom of our club, but we also need to expose it to give ourselves every chance to get that ball out. So what I mean by that is that when we take our club on the way back, we want to feel that that club is just opening ever so slightly and the club face is looking at me like so here. So when I actually open the club face, the back of the club and the bottom of the club gets closer to the sand. And that's what we want to happen. So we want to expose that there. So by maintaining that, staying a little open, that club in the address position, okay, and then opening up that club on the way back like so, from there what we can do, and it's a term that I use and it's not technically so correct, is I like to throw that club down into the sand. Okay, so if I throw the bottom of that sole into the sand with good energy, it's going to pop it back out for me. If I'm tentative in that area there in coming down like so, the club could just skim across the top of the sand. So what I want to do is feel that club thud into the sand like so. It's a nice shot. Thud into the sand and then the pressure will push it back out towards me. So the primary focus when landing the sand there, landing the club in the sand is, I need that club to find its way in there behind the ball like so, like that. And if I can land that sole in the ground every single time in the sand there with speed behind the ball, once that sole reaches pressure point through there, it's going to push itself back out of the sand and it's going to elevate that golf ball nice and forward like so. If you feel this video was helpful for you, please hit that subscribe button or hit that like button and share it with someone that you may think that has a little bit of trouble getting out of the sand that this tip could be useful for. Thanks everyone for watching.